guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we have a story time, my very first story time. I don't even know what I'm going to call this thing. I don't know what the thumbnail is going to be, but like Sha, you clicked on the video, so the thumbnail is there. I figured something out. Okay, I thought of something. Okay, so this story, Sha, is basically about me losing friends. Not that they died or anything, or they're still very alive and well safe, but then I lost them in the sense that like we don't talk anymore, we're not friends anymore. And like these people, these girls, I thought they were gonna be for lifers. I thought they were like gonna be my ride or die. I thought they were going to be the people that, you know, you'd be my bridesmaid at my wedding, like that type of friendship. And well, I lost that mostly because of like one person. But let me just say, like, everybody had a part to play in like the friendship ending and all. But let me just get into the story. So this our story starts like almost 10 years ago. Yeah, almost 10 years ago. And that was when I moved to like my former house where I was staying. So I moved there, and then there was this girl that was my neighbor who moved in like, let me say, a few months after I also moved into like that area. We're gonna give her a name. Let's call her Ashley. Let's call her Ashley. So yeah, I met Ashley. I was like, how old? 9, 10. Yeah, I was 9 or 10. So yeah, I met Ashley, and then we started talking little by little. I think that was when I had a phone. I had a phone by then, like all these button phones. So when we started talking, we were friends. We exchanged numbers, and we were like really cool. We were neighbors. Everything was fine, right? Then a few years later, I met another person, another friend. We're gonna call her Rebecca. And I met Rebecca at church. So she used to go to my church and everything. So we were all cool. I was friends with Ashley. I was friends with Rebecca. And then, you know, one day I invited Ashley over to my church, and then like she met Rebecca and like some of my other friends at church and all. And like I'm this type of person where it's like I'm a glue. In a way, I've always been the glue in most of my like group friendships that I've had like my whole life. I believe that if I'm friends with A and I'm friends with B, I would want to hang out with A and B at the same time. I would have like birthday parties or like outings and stuff, and it's going to be really awkward if A and B are not friends. So I believe that all my friends should be friends with each other. I always introduce them to each other. I'm like, let's all be friends, let's all have fun. I don't do that again. I don't do that again for a very good reason, but I just believe that like everybody should be friends and we should all be cool so that we can all hang out together and it to be a fun, nice time. And this is what I did. I made Rebecca and Ashley to be friends, and we were all good friends. We were like this trio. Like, let me not say that everybody knew us, but like it was a whole thing. Like even in my church, was like a whole thing. Oh, Catherine, Ashley, Rebecca. Although because it was just Rebecca that went to my church, it was always me and Rebecca. And like I was super close to Rebecca, man. Like people used to say we look alike and stuff. She used to call me her sister and whatever. So again, everything was good. Everything was chill for like most of the years. Rebecca would come over for sleepovers. Both of us would go to Ashley's house. Like everything was chill and fine. Then I moved out of the area. So yeah, I moved out of the area now, and then a little while after, Rebecca moved into the area. And they were both neighbors as well, like the same streets. I moved out, and then Rebecca moved in a little while after, you know. And because I moved out, like I was not going to school in that area anymore. I wasn't going to church as much because our church was also in that area. So like, you know, contact was kind of limited in a way. Everybody was busy at school. I was going to, because I was living with my grandma. I was going to my grandma's church. So we weren't really, it wasn't, you know, we weren't seen as much. We weren't always like going to each other's house, like sleepovers. We weren't doing that as much and all. But then I still used to go to that area because my uncle lived there, and I stay in his house a lot. I stay in all my family members' houses. Like Right now I'm not even in my house. So I always go to my family member's house. So like going there wasn't going to be an issue. I could at least spend some weekends there. I'd spend my holidays there and everything. But then still like the whole thing wasn't working out as much. But then we were still good. We were still good. We were still like chill for the most part. Until like suddenly, let me not say suddenly, it was just like little by little, you know, Rebecca and Ashley, because they were still like so close to each other. And Rebecca had finished school, had finished secondary school because she was a class ahead of Ashley and I. So she had finished secondary school, so she had like a few more like she had free time. She was going to like jam lessons and stuff. So you know, they could hang out more. Rebecca could go to Ashley's house. They would chill. They would go out more, and you know, I was being so clear little by little, but then I wasn't even thinking much of it. I think when it really got to me was when they would go out, have sleepovers, and they wouldn't tell me about it. And I'm not saying that, oh, they needed my permission to go out anything, but then it's like, okay, I don't know, like I think it's just a normal thing. If you go out, you take pictures. Normal now, you have your guys that you will send your pictures to, and they will hype you up like, you look so good, you look so nice, like see where you went to, see what you wore, that type of thing. So I just thought that like, okay, at least they will come and gist me now about their outings, about everything they were doing. Maybe not everything, but like just gist me. I mean, we were all like a trio thing, we were all like a group. By the way, you see that trio friendship, you see friendship of 3, avoid it. This is my this is my own advice to you. Although obviously not everybody's the same. Funny how I'm even in a trio friendship right now myself. I mean, we're technically 4 sha, but like one of the girls isn't too consistent, so I'm just gonna say we're a true friendship, and like we're pretty tight right now. We're pretty good. They're friends from my university. They're my girls, you know. Sorry, I digressed. But yeah, like we're all still friends. Like, why would you guys gist me about it? Why would you guys tell me anything? You know, and I didn't really say anything about it. I didn't really say anything about it. I didn't really complain, but it was pinning me small, but then I just had to like, act tough, and it's like, it's cool, it's fine, just shrug it off. My other friends too from the area and from my church would be like, these guys are hanging out together. I'm just be like, what will I do? I don't live there anymore. I'm not going to church as much. What will I do now? So you know, they would go out, they would post it on their WhatsApp story, and that was the only way I saw. So like something that now happened, that is, now that I know the truth, I'm getting to that. Now that I know the truth, it's completely irrelevant. But then I'm gonna like tell the story the proper way. So you know, time passed and everything, and then like my 16th birthday came around, and if you're a girl, and a girl that, let me say, was really morphed into like the Disney world, that had like, I don't know, sort of an American vibe. I don't know, like sort of a Disney feel. If you watch Disney, you know what I mean. 16th birthdays are important, even if you don't watch Disney. Like I just feel like for most girls, turning 16 is pretty important. It's like pre-adulthood, because then it's 16 and then it's 18 and then like 21. So like that was like the peak of your teenage years, turning 16. And that birthday was pretty important to me. But then it wasn't like I was going to do anything major. I just wanted to get my nails done, do some makeup, take some cute pictures that I could post and everything. So I created this group chat for me and another one, my friend, I'll call her Haley. I'm sure I'm using American names, but these are the names that are coming to the head. So a group that had just me, Rebecca, and Haley. Rebecca was gonna help me with my nails, Haley was gonna do my makeup and take the pictures, and then me, the birthday girl, basically. So that was what the group was about. Eventually, time was passing, my birthday was getting closer, and then Rebecca and I had a fight, like our first big fight. We've had fights before, like minor friendship fights, but that was our first big fight. And we've had big fights that followed after that. So my birthday was coming around, and then you know, things just started getting weird. Trying to scatter friendship for no reason. I showed up for her. I always showed up for her. There was just like this issue. My 16th birthday, it was not even funny. And how I lost Ashley.